confident, vibrant, and quirky with an edge, this is 10 Minutes with Tiffany J. 10 Minutes with Tiffany J features the inside scoop as she juggles the world around her, a 9 to 5, along with a handful of gifts and talents that will blow your mind. All things Tiffany J on her website at MissTiffanyJ.com. Now, let's get into the show.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you about slowing down and what that means. And I'm not talking in the sense of like slowing down your lifestyle or anything like that. I'm not talking about that. Sometimes when you're at work and you have a lot of tasks to do, right? And your mind is racing at 100 miles an hour. Sometimes your thought process goes so fast that the actions that you're doing to actually complete the task take an L because you're not paying 100% attention to the actual task that you're doing because your mind is already on step 10 when you need to just you got step 10, which is great, but you need to really pace it and say, okay, let me go back to step 1, step 2, step 3, and actually do the task in its entirety. I remember when I was younger, a lot of people would tell me you need to slow down, and I'd be like, whatever, for what? Like, I got this. Not really understanding what that meant. And I'm a type where I'm very detail oriented. I really like to process. I really like to talk things out so I can truly understand why things are the way that they are. It's how it helps me understand the way of the world. I hate when people say you don't have to know all the details or whatever. And if you don't, that's great. Meaning, there are some instances, yes, you just gotta go with it, whatever. But in some instances, if there are details to be told or said or explained, I would like to know them because it will help me process. So when I was younger, people would say you need to slow down, and I felt like it was an insult to my ability to get things done. And I was like, no, I can do this. I can do this. I'm going to do this. How dare you tell me to slow down? That makes me feel like, I'm messing up, which I was. Or even if I wasn't, they saw let's say, the potential and the possibility of where my mistakes would be. Thus, if I just take a moment and take my time, we wouldn't fall into those mishaps. So now here I am, let's say, I don't know, maybe like 10 years later, right? Telling somebody else, I'm their senior and they're younger, right? I'm telling somebody else that you need to slow down. And so I'm thinking like, I told them this maybe once or twice, but they're still not getting it because I still see the mistakes that are being made. So how do I explain to someone, I need you to slow down? And so I have to say, because I'm explaining it, I'm going to explain it to them, I'm explaining it to you guys, and I'm trying to explain it to myself. Slowing down does not mean you are incapable. It doesn't mean you don't have the ability. It doesn't mean that you don't do good work. Yes, you do amazing work and you do it well. However, when your mind is at 100 miles an hour, I think that's the part that I'm telling you that you need to slow down. And the best way to do this is when my mind gets to that point, I write all of the tasks and the thoughts down that I need to get done, right? And then now that that's out of my head and I don't have to keep like rehearsing it over and over and over and over and over again while I'm doing the task that I'm supposed to be doing, I write those tasks down and then I stop. And then I can go, okay, step 1, I'm going to do this. Step 2, I'm going to do that. Step 3, I'm going to do this. And when you create a healthy and effective workflow like that over a period of time, things go by a whole lot smoother. And then the other challenge is when you get interrupted a lot or distracted, it's being able to go back to that list because you've written it down, that you can now effectively continue your task with ease, and there's no sense of frustration. Another way or another analogy to look at it is, you know how when people say, oh, they made that with love, you can tell when food is made with love. Sorry, I'm congested. You can tell. And you can tell when something has been done or taken care of or put together with an attention to detail. And someone has taken their time to really sit and put things together. And I think that's all I'm trying to express. When we say slow down, not necessarily your pacing in the speed of how you complete a project, but slow down your thought process as you're doing the task at hand. Because then and only then will the task itself flourish in the way that it needs to flourish, right? And I had watched one of my really good friends from middle and high school. She has a nonprofit. It's called Beloved Women. You can find her on YouTube. She does a lot of inspirational videos and conferences and things like that. And so the last video that I watched from her was talking about quieting your soul. And I think when you are recommended to slow down, I think it has to do with the ability of quieting your soul and your mind and being in a state of like patience and having a lot of peace with yourself so that you can really execute whatever it is that needs to be done, not only in your task but in how you interact with the world around you. I can sense it with people when people come into the job and we haven't even spoke, but they throw their bag on the countertop and they're like, I'm here to pick up. So already they haven't quieted their soul, their mind. They're not at peace with whatever it is. But you also have to remember, it has nothing to do with you, whatever the issue is. You know, so you got to keep that in mind when you're dealing with people. Your your soul and your minds have to be so quieted and so at peace that you can sense the ruffle and the ripples of others. And you have to be so in tune, and you have to realize, one, do you have enough strength to pour into them so that they can be better? Or do you need to be tapping into that, or do you just need to keep to yourself? Sometimes the things that people say and the things that people do because their soul isn't quieted, or they tell themselves different lies or whatever in order for them to function. Some people are highly functioning people. There's a lot of people, myself included, we function very well in our dysfunction. And until you're able to recognize it and actually do something about it, that's the only time that change can happen. Some people create facades for whatever reason, because they're not willing to face the music. They're not willing to look at the person in the mirror and agree that this part needs to change. Some people love the lifestyle that they have. And the one thing that I'm learning more and more about life and people is you can't control or tell it. You can't make anyone do anything. Yes, there are people out there that are very good at manipulating, and that is a sense of control, and that's wrong. You can't, I'm saying you can't, or you're not supposed to, but some people do, and they can. But when you do that, you're not getting you're not getting a true response, if that makes sense. And by that I mean, if you manipulate someone to love you, to care for you, you're not getting the real response as if you didn't manipulate them so that they can choose for themselves if they want to love you and if they want to care for you on their own. And that's why it's very important that you don't cross those boundaries and do that to people. It's an unhealthy way of living. It's an unhealthy way of interacting. It's an unhealthy way of responding to the world around you. And you're not giving people a chance to fully be themselves towards you. And so I don't want to, I'm trying to I'm trying to recognize, that's a better word. I'm trying to recognize when that is happening And I have known this year way more than others. I've known when it is happening, but because of my own, I don't want to say insecurities, maybe insecurities, I'm not sure. But because of my own flaws and my own voids that I have in my life and the things that I want to feel, I have fallen short in a few areas. And so, yeah. This main episode was about slowing down your thought process so that you can really effectively get done what you need to get done. And you know what? When you do that, I also feel like people take you more seriously because they just have a sense like, dang, they know exactly what they're talking about, or their thoughts are very articulated, so I must listen to them. When your mind hasn't been quieted or, well thought out, you're very impulsive. And even if you are quiet, and you're quiet for too long, I feel like then I'm wondering, okay, is there an alternative agenda? And those are other things. That's a part of manipulation and things that we got to, look into and deal with. But mainly today, I was trying to explain how do you slow down without slowing down, or really slow down to speed up. Right. So I hope this made sense. I hope you enjoyed it, and it's always a pleasure to sit and just kind of like pull my thoughts together so that I could like make sense of the world around me, and there'll be more to come. All right, take care, you guys. I'm headed to a 646 music meeting. The movement continues, and we are going to be getting ready for different shows that are happening towards the end of this year. I'll be going to Albany, Georgia, and then I'll be going to Dallas, Texas, and I'll be going to Houston for some amazing things. So you guys stay tuned. Also, I wanted to let you know that I have art that I would like to sell. It's on my website, MissTiffanyJ.com/art. If you check it out, you can get something for as low as $5. It's an art print, and it helps support basically my music and, for this travel and things like that. That's really what I want. If people invest into me, I want to invest it back into my passions. And so I'm going to try to be consistent with my artwork. I want to get t-shirts, bags. You can also get all that stuff on the website too. But I want to get those things, and hopefully you can start to have a Miss Tiffany J collection. And if there's something that you are interested in seeing me draw or create, or if you just like abstract art, you can send a request and I can do that as well. So thank you for listening. Take care, and you guys enjoy your day. Bye.
That was another edition of 10 Minutes with Tiffany J. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. I know I did. Now you can get more episodes on my website at www.misstiffanyj.com. But don't stop there. Hop on over to the music tab and check out your favorite Tiffany J record, starting with my latest singles, Work For It and Callin' Me, which is on all digital platforms. Also with a bomb video showcase on YouTube featuring the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, y'all, this is for the few people that I rock with, and if you want to connect with any of them for their expertise in their craft, hit me up so that I can link you. First, I want to shout out my indie label 646 Entertainment Group. It's a one-stop shop for the ultimate music experience, artist development, engineering, road management, business awareness on how to properly release your songs, get royalties, and more. Next, I want to shout out No Gossip, Just Talk with Tanisha and Mitra, who inspired me to step outside of my comfort zone and start this podcast. I pop up every now and then with a topic, and we have a blast with Girl Talk 101. Special attention needs to be drawn to my boy, Sarian, for answering my prayers and becoming a part of my journey musically and beyond. More to come as life unfolds. I'll save some for later. Now, my jewel, no pun intended, is my accountability partner, who has like the exact same mind as me. When we link, things happen in the atmosphere. I am so glad we crossed paths. Angel, my love, you are an inspiration. Dance fitness is a lifestyle, and you do it with such ease. If anyone wants to be fit, curvy, wavy, let me know. We can get our dance craze on with Angel. She's also one of the guests of No Gossip, Just Talk, so make sure you check her out there. Last but not least for now, the Purple Charlotte Steppers Club, which embodies an entire dance community of some of the best people I've met on the planet. You'll see me live there Thursday at 6:30 on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram with the Purple Thursday Experience. Now, if you listening to this need ad space and want to join the platform, DM me and we'll discuss membership so that we can get your business out there. Reserve your spot is next with Purple Charlotte Steppers Club. You all take care.
What's up, Dance World? This your boy Herschel KG. This beautiful lady is.
I'm Tiffany J.
If you missed out last week, you do not want to miss out this week because last week was lit.
Amazing. So if you want to be in the building, make sure you go to
purplecharlotte.com.
Reserve your spot.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you can't make it, it's all right because you can go to Purple Charlotte Steppers Club on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And do what?
Join us live.
6:30 on Thursdays. We'll see you there. Okay. We your hosts, Tiffany J.
Herschel KG.
Deuces.
Deuces.
We'll see you there.